In his military career, Genghis Khan has commanded 32 major campaigns with 65 battles, conquering 31 million square kilometers of land, more than any other figure in history. Among them, the Battle of Yehuling was one of the biggest battles in Genghis Khan's career. The Battle of Yehuling, also referred to as the Battle of Wild Fox Ridge or the Battle of Badger Mouth, marked a pivotal engagement between the Mongol Empire and the Jurchen-led Jin dynasty during the initial phase of the Mongol conquest of the Great Jin dynasty. Spanning from August to October 1211, this decisive conflict unfolded at Yehuling, situated northwest of the present-day Wanquan district in Zhangjiakou, Hebei province. Ultimately, the battle culminated in a resounding victory for the Mongols, enabling them to swiftly overrun and subdue the northern territories of the Jin dynasty. Additionally, the outcome of this encounter expedited the deterioration and eventual downfall of the Jin dynasty. Background. In 1206, Temujin successfully unified all the tribes across the Mongolian plateau and was bestowed with the title Genghis Khan. The Jin dynasty, led by the Jurchens, posed a significant challenge to the Mongol Empire's aspirations for global supremacy. Historically, the Jin dynasty had employed a strategy of division to weaken the various Mongol tribes and maintain control. However, recognizing the ineffectiveness of this approach, they began actively preparing for a decisive war to eradicate the Mongol threat in one fell swoop. During the reign of Emperor Zhangzong, the Jin dynasty commenced the construction of a formidable line of defensive structures stretching approximately 300 kilometers along its northern border, colloquially referred to as the Jin dynasty's Great Wall. In 1204, Genghis Khan subdued the Onggud tribe, which had been assisting the Jin dynasty in guarding its northern frontier. Simultaneously, he forged an alliance with the Onggud by arranging for his daughter to marry the son of the Onggud chief. This alliance bolstered Mongol control over the region north of the Yin Mountains and facilitated the accumulation of resources in preparation for a military campaign against the Jin dynasty. Furthermore, the Mongols actively enticed defections and surrenders among some Jurchens. Emperor Xingsheng of the Jin dynasty underestimated the Mongol threat and progressively neglected defenses against them, nurturing a false belief in the superiority of the Jin dynasty over the Mongols. In 1210, Genghis Khan publicly disparaged Emperor Xingsheng, labeling him as cowardly and unworthy of leadership, proclaiming, "The emperor should be a man from the sky like me." The Jin emperor, upon learning of this insult, executed the Mongols' ambassador, escalating tensions between the two countries. In March 1211, the Mongols amassed a force of 100,000 troops for a campaign against the Jin dynasty, leaving only around 2,000 soldiers to guard their base in Mongolia, signifying the extensive mobilization of Mongol forces. Prior to embarking on the campaign, Genghis Khan sought blessings from the sky deity Tengri along the Kurlan River and vowed symbolically to avenge his ancestor Ambagai, who had been executed by crucifixion in 1146 by order of Emperor Shizong of the Jin dynasty. Prelude. With their war preparations finalized, the Mongolia cavalry, commanded by Genghis Khan, set forth towards the Great Wall in late March 1211, marking the commencement of their conquest against the Jin dynasty. Positioned as the border between the Mongol Empire and Jin China, the formidable Great Wall was fortified with numerous castles and towers, defended by nearly 1 million Jin imperial soldiers. This formidable force consisted of 800,000 infantries and 150,000 elite cavalries, dispatched by Emperor Xingsheng in response to the looming Mongol threat. Leading the defense efforts at the Great Wall was Jin General Wanyan Chenyu. tasked with halting and ideally quashing the Mongol invasion. Although the Jin imperial army outnumbered the invading Mongol forces nearly 10 times its own, Wanyan Chenyu ordered them to be spread out throughout the wall in an attempt to block the Mongol approach, meaning in any one place several sections and ramparts of the wall have only a few defenders on them. The Great Wall, rather than a continuous barrier, comprised a network of fortifications, with sections supported by castles and fortresses. Recognizing this strategic layout, Genghis Khan dispatched scouts to surveil the wall's expanse, seeking out vulnerabilities. Upon gathering intelligence from his scouts, Genghis Khan identified the least fortified segment of the wall's defenses at Wusha Fortress, adjacent to the Yehuling desert ridge, renowned for its population of wild foxes, hence its moniker, Wild Fox Ridge, in Chinese. Located northwest of the Juyong Pass, a crucial gateway to the Jin capital of Zhongdu, present day is Beijing, this area also housed the primary encampment of the Jin army, numbering 400,000 troops positioned at the plain below the ridge. Campaign. The battle was fought in 3 stages between March and October 1211, as soon as the Mongol army went past through the Great Wall with little opposition. Battle of Wusha Fortress. Heading the majority of the Jin army to the northwestern frontier was Duji Sejong, the Jin chancellor. Outnumbered by the Mongol cavalry, the Jin forces amounted to only 50,000 soldiers. In response, the chancellor dispatched troops to bolster the defenses along the Great Wall of the Jin dynasty, aiming to halt the Mongol advancement southward. Meanwhile, Genghis Khan entrusted his 3rd son, Ogadei, with a separate unit to assail the Jin's western capital, Sijing, now Datong Shanxi, and obstruct enemy reinforcements. Leading the main Mongol army himself, Genghis Khan directed the assault on Wusha Fortress, successfully capturing Wu Yue camp and breaching the Jin army's defensive lines. In the ensuing conflict, Duji Sejong died in battle, and a significant portion of the Jin forces met their demise. This pivotal engagement unfolded from March to the conclusion of June 1211. Following their victory, the Mongols observed a month-long respite before advancing towards Yehuling and dispatching an envoy to engage with the Jin imperial court. Battle of Yehuling and Huanerzui. Upon succeeding Duji Sejong as chancellor, Wanyan Chenyu assumed command of the Jin army. He issued orders for his troops to vacate the 3 cities of Hangzhou, located in present-day Zhenglan Banner, Inner Mongolia, Changzhou, situated north of present-day Juliancheng Town, Guyuan County, Hebei, and Fuzhou, now part of Jiangbei County, Hebei, redirecting their focus towards Yehuling. The objective was to capitalize on the rugged landscape of Yehuling to impede the Mongol cavalry's advances. The mountainous terrain posed challenges for both the Mongolian and Jin forces. While it hindered the mobility of the Mongol cavalry, it also presented difficulties for the larger Jin army. The vast Jin forces were scattered among the mountains and the valley choke points. The difficult terrain and far distances made communication and coordination of troops difficult. This would prove fatal for the Jin forces when the Mongols executed a focused and concentrated attack. Meanwhile, the Jin imperial court dispatched Shimo Mingan, a Khitan official, to engage in peace negotiations with Genghis Khan. However, Genghis Khan successfully persuaded Shimo Mingan to surrender and defect, gaining valuable military intelligence about the Jin army in the process. Genghis Khan sent his general Mukhali to lead the Balu unit to launch a surprise cavalry charge on the enemy via a passage at Huanerzui. Before the battle, Mukhali promised Genghis Khan,
I will not return alive if I do not defeat the Jin army.
The Mongol army's morale surged. Because of the mountainous terrain, the Mongols were unable to deploy their superior cavalry to its full advantage, hence they dismounted and fought on foot. High on morale, the Mongols defeated the central Jin forces and fought their way towards Wanyan Chengyu's main camp. Due to poor communications, the Jin forces on the sides were not able to reinforce the central Jin positions. Eventually, the Jin army became disorganized, lost its morale, and started to break. The Jin army's field commander, Wanyan Jujin, was killed in action. With the collapse of the central Jin forces, the other Jin forces nearby soon routed, and a massacre followed. The entire Jin army was destroyed, leaving dead corpses for over 100 miles. This battle took place in August 1211. Battle of Huai Fortress. Wanyan Chengyu managed to rally the scattered Jin forces after the Battle of Huanerzui and Yehuling and gather at Huai Fortress. However, they soon came under attack by pursuing Mongol forces around October 1211. The Mongols swiftly surrounded the Jin forces and engaged them in fierce battle for 3 days. Genghis Khan then personally led 3,000 horsemen on a cavalry charge towards the enemy, while the remaining Mongol forces followed behind. The entire Jin army was destroyed, while Wanyan Chengyu barely escaped alive. Wanyan Chengyu was replaced by Tushin Yi as chancellor. Aftermath. Following the battle, Emperor Xingsheng of the Jin met his demise in the heart of the central capital, Zhongdu, present-day Beijing, assassinated by one of his generals, Hushahu, who subsequently seized control of the city. Undeterred, the Mongols continued their advance and laid siege to Zhongdu for approximately 4 years. Trapped within the city walls, Zhongdu's inhabitants resorted to desperate measures, including cannibalism, in a bid for survival. Ultimately, facing dire circumstances, the city surrendered. While the Mongols allowed the Jin dynasty to maintain governance over Zhongdu, they imposed a heavy tribute requirement: 500 men, 500 women, and 3,000 horses. In the summer of 1212, Emperor Xuanzong of the Jin dynasty relinquished Zhongdu and relocated the capital to Bianjing, present-day Kaifeng, Henan, in the southern region. However, this move, marked by weakness and trepidation, only emboldened the Mongols to intensify their efforts to conquer the remainder of the Jin territory. The Yehuling campaign witnessed the thorough defeat of the Jin dynasty's forces, resulting in the plunder of approximately 10 Jin cities by the Mongols. While the Jin dynasty managed to retain authority for the ensuing 2 decades, its core strength was significantly compromised. Despite this setback, the Jin dynasty redirected its focus towards subjugating the Southern Song dynasty in southern China rather than fortifying its borders against potential Mongol threats. This strategic shift exacerbated tensions between the Southern Song dynasty and the Jin dynasty, culminating in an alliance between the Southern Song dynasty and the Mongols against the Jin dynasty, leading to the latter's downfall in 1234.